That was wonderful. I feel so relaxed just watching that with the children. Next, I like to welcome Jake Piccoli and Hugh Huffaker. Today, they will be talking about living a cleaner life. Jake is the CEO and co-founder of Clean Republic. Hugh Huffaker is CEO and co-founder of Clean Republic and Cause+Medic. Jake and Hugh started Clean Republic in 2018 prior to COVID. They took the disinfectant space and turned it into a wellness space. It's water, salt, and electricity. And we got really exciting news today from Clean Republic. They just were approved from the EPA with a 30-second kill claim on their label. This is huge. Lysol doesn't have that, and neither does Clorox. So we congratulate them on that. Also, they received the Best Disinfectant Award from Better Homes and Gardens. Hugh is also the founder of Cause+Medic, a CBD brand that he started when his mom was ill with MS. She was taking medication and wasn't getting better. Started them on some CBD with tinctures and creams. And she was doing well with the tinctures, but with the creams, she wasn't seeing the results. So he dove deeper into that, and he developed a patent for water-soluble CBD. His company, Cause+Medic, was just awarded in 2020 Best Organic Skincare Line by Organic Spa magazine. So let's turn it over to Jake and Hugh as how we learn to live a cleaner life.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the entire global wellness community. Wherever you're at in the world today, it's an absolute pleasure to be here to speak with you. My name is Jake Piccoli. I'm the co-founder and president of a company called Clean Republic. This is my partner, Hugh Huffaker, and it's just what an event to be here to celebrate with you guys. Our intention today is really to tell you a little bit about our story in wellness and what that means to us, and hopefully give you guys some real seeds of encouragement on this awesome day and as we continue to celebrate together. So Hugh, why don't you kick it off for us?
Great. Thanks, Jay. Again, my name's Hugh Huffaker, and really my journey in wellness and the business together really started a few years ago after my mom developed multiple sclerosis. And she was suffering from really horrendous leg spasms at nighttime and couldn't sleep. And doctors had her on lots of different medications that were really changing her personality. And to be honest, they weren't working because she was still having her muscle spasms every day. And so I actually talked my mom into trying some more plant-based medicine like CBD. And what actually happened was her leg spasms almost immediately were suppressed. And that is when I started to realize the true value of plant-based medicine mixed with modern science. And so I started a company called Cause+Medic. We are a CBD spa and skincare company, and we manufacture products that are utilizing hemp that we actually grow ourselves. And the reason that's very important to me is that when we were looking for a good CBD supplier and we were starting to start the process, we started sending all these samples to a lab, and what we were finding is that they were all loaded with glyphosate, which is the most commonly used pesticide made by Monsanto. It actually it's a version of Agent Orange, if you can believe that. And also we were seeing heavy metals. We were seeing other types of herbicides as well inside of it. And so it really made me lose a lot of faith in the farming community, and specifically the CBD farming community. And so we started our own organic farm. We found an old organic alfalfa field and converted that over to hemp. And so, it's always been very important to me to know exactly where your ingredients come from. And ironically, since it is Wellness Day, Jake and I were in Denver, and we were trail running one day and just throwing sticks with our dogs right by a creek. And we started talking about, just our passion for regenerative agriculture and for really how big a risk it is to the U.S. with our farming methods right now. And Jake and I think it was within like 2 days we started a business together, and I'll let him start to talk about the other businesses that we have.
Yeah, and just before we jump in a little bit, I think just about kind of my why and what spurred me to get into this and sort of take a leap of faith into an endeavor that not a lot of people would want to just go head first and try to tackle. But I came from a farming family. I was blessed enough to out of college get hired with a private equity firm where we were investing in some very big commercial projects. But at the end of the day, what I saw ultimately being used to create, whether or not it was a specific crop or even a piece of livestock, were essentially toxic chemicals. And so I started searching very hard for alternatives, safer alternatives, better practices. And one of the things that I came upon was a very unique solution called hypochlorous acid. It's actually the infection-fighting compound in the human white blood cell. As we speak remotely to you guys right now, all of our bodies are creating this, and it's kind of nature's germ killer, if you will. And plants themselves actually produce this just as humans do. We replicate it by running salt water through an electrolysis process. We're basically changing the molecular structure of salt and water to create hypochlorous acid. And what it does to the plants when you spray it on is it actually it'll take off molds and mildews, but it'll activate the plant's immune system, again similar to how it does for us humans. And so I took my 2-day-old friend Hugh over here and I said, Hugh, in the spirit of wellness, we have to start this company. And a couple of days after that, we gave birth to our first joint company, which is called Plant Aid, all taking hypochlorous acid into the agriculture industry as a means to replace toxic chemicals. And we built that company up. We've had some great success with it. We still run it today. We're actually now moving into additional alternative practices and solutions that we hope over time will the movement's already started, so we just want to continue to be a part of that. We want our solutions to be a part of that, our people to be a part of that, really open up a business for people who are passionate about this to participate and feel good about their work. And so Plant Aid has actually developed into another brand, or Hypochlorous Acid has, and I'll let Hugh talk to you about that as well.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing on our farm was when we started using Plant Aid, not only did powdery mildew just disappear off the plants almost immediately, which is crazy for any of those of you who've ever farmed or gardened. You'll understand how wild it is that it just disappeared off the plant. But we started having like 15 to 20% yield increases, and Jake and I really started to realize the true power of hypochlorous acid. And around that time, we started sending the product to the lab, and it came back around 200 times stronger than bleach at killing bacteria and viruses. And that was pretty shocking to us because it's made with just water, salt, and electricity. And so, I started asking around, because I'm in the spa industry, to our spa clients, because whenever we sell skincare at a spa, it's always, every ingredient is so important in the skincare, and every ingredient, rightfully so, is questioned. But when you ask them what they're using, most of the time they're going to tell you quaternary ammonium, like Cavicide wipes. There's all sorts of products, but when you dig down into it, it's probably the biggest health risk to the United States right now, outside of obesity and diabetes. But especially with the amount that we're disinfecting right now. And so Jake and I thought we need to launch a disinfectant to help try to change consumer behavior for what we're cleaning with right now, because spas are and all of us in the wellness industry, we are the leaders, we are the first adopters, and so we need to be the ones who are paving the way for the rest of the world. And so Jake and I, we went and got an EPA registration, actually as a hospital grade disinfectant, and 3 months later COVID hit, and they actually put us on their list of products that kill COVID. And there's 500 other products on that list, so that's not what makes us special. But what does make us special is that we are perfectly pH neutral disinfectant, made with only 3 simple ingredients, and we are the lowest rating of toxicity that you can possibly get. And if I could leave you with one statistic that is extremely scary for me, and it's around quaternary ammonium, is that they did a long-term study of nurses in hospitals with tens of thousands of nurses, and nurses that clean just once a week in a hospital with quats, and that's just once a week, are 30% more likely to develop COPD, which is directly related to lung cancer, and also asthma. A lot of asthma is popping up, and this is what we're cleaning our schools with. My gym that I go to, they make you clean the gym equipment with quaternary ammonium wipes right now. So it's sort of an interesting dynamic right now where I think a lot of people aren't thinking about what they're cleaning with, but arguably the risk associated with using quaternary ammonium long term is equally as dangerous as contracting COVID in the first place. So our whole goal is to not solve one problem and cause another problem down the road.
Yeah, and we just threw years of struggles and triumph into about 9-10 minutes over here. We could go on and on, but the main takeaway on this, again, this kind of momentous occasion over here is we want to encourage all of you to pursue your dreams in wellness, right? To go after it, to not accept the status quo. There's nothing truly special about us, right? If we can do it, you guys can too. And if we can help you in any way, we're here. And so, as just a parting moment, I think, Hugh and I would like to give you a toast, actually using our products. So, believe it or not.
So our whole thing is, why there's this great video clip of the guys in Monsanto in front of Congress, and they've got glyphosate, and the guy in Congress pours a bottle of glyphosate in front of the guys and says, hey, if this is safe to put on the plants, why don't you drink this glyphosate in front of us? And the guy freaks out. And so, we think that it's really crazy to put things on plants that you wouldn't put in your own body, because you're going to go ahead and put the plant in your own body. So from the Clean Republic team and the Cause+Medic team to yours, we wish you guys a happy Global Wellness Day, and we hope to see you guys in person at live events next year.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.